When did you first hook up with Tupac?
That was 6 years ago. That was in 90, was it 1? Was it 92? My dates may be a little shaky because I don't, I'm not really good with dates. I'm just trying to do the music. But that's my walking Rolodex over there and calendar. But yeah, man, it went down in 92.
How did that come about?
That happened through my homie Big Syke. I was working on Big Syke's album, which was called Evil Mind, which was an underground album that he was doing at the time. And he's part of the group Thug Life. And he told me, he came to me and said, Jay, man, Pac want to meet you. Tupac want to hook up. I'm like, Tupac, are you serious? And he was doing his Poetic Justice movie at the time. I think he was just completing it or whatever. And Syke was like, homie, heard the beats you did on my stuff. He want to get with you. Man, he shot me right to the studio. I had no car, picked me up with my drum machine, let's roll. And I went down there and it worked. I was there.
So what was the first track you did with Pac?
Very first track, that had to have been, let me think. It was, you're right, Thug Life. It's a song titled Thug Life. That's on the album Thug Life, Volume 1. And we ended up doing Pour Out a Little Liquor on that actual album, which went on Above the Rim. And that, I didn't expect that. I thought that was going to end up being on Poetic Justice, but it ended up on Above the Rim. Pac had just completed the movie Poetic Justice, so that's the way that went down. Which was, I think, was the right, combination anyway. I think it was best to be on Above the Rim.
Worked out a little.
Yeah, it worked out better. I mean, it was just meant to be.
So what came after that?
After that, that was Me Against the World, Death Around the Corner. I hooked that up because I did about, 11 tracks on Thug Life? Was it what, 9? 9 on Thug Life. We did 9 on Thug Life. But what ended up happening, we had them sample problems. That's what caused all that chaos. But after Me Against the World, we ended up dealing with All Eyes on Me. And that, that's where I got the 11 tracks on there. Did about 15 at first on the album. And it broke down to 11, and then the leftovers went on to movie soundtracks and so on and so forth. We go back so far, and he called me, second, third day out of jail, like, man, I need you in the studio, man. I need you badly, let's roll. I'm like, come on, I'm ready to dump. I had nothing but beats with me. Coming out my back pocket, my drum machine and everything. I had my cases with me. I'm like, come on, I got a library. And it all went down smoothly.